Hey, down in front. Down in front. Fuck you.
No, you're in front. Hey.
Oh, no, there's a person even further up front. He's waving his arms around. He's calling me slurs.
Oh, that guy. Oh, that's the movie screen.
Calling me a fucking clanker.
wait, no, whoa, that's not cool, man.
What the hell? Get this guy. Put him in chains.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Kino Corner. We talk about the very best in movies, news, and trailers from a certain point of view. I am joined here today by the Bucherson.
Hi, how's it going? It's I, Senor Awooga Man, aka Bucherson, aka I talk about giant robots, so I'm out of my element. Let's get into it.
Oh.
Lamau.
Nah, it's okay.
I really just say Lamau on air. That's kind of fucked up.
That's okay.
I need to get back. I need to get in my podcasting pose. I'm been slumping for the past 5 years. Okay, all right. I'm good. I'm enunciated. Let's get into it. All right, what do we got? What do we got on the agenda, boss?
Well, and now for those who were here last week, I had a little bit of a conundrum I had to deal with. We rolled for the Cloverfield trilogy for the next podcast. That we're doing next time, so that's going to be on the calendar here.
Thank goodness. I haven't seen any of those movies, and I was scrambling through paperwork trying to make sure I had all of my monster stuff right, all of my references, and like Cloverfield, more like 4-leaf clover, because I'm lucky I didn't. That didn't come up right. Yeah, totally. All right, I'll see myself out.
No, it's fine. They're all very weird, but no, like due to the huge influx of trailers in over 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, I kind of decided, yeah, let's just make this one a trailer episode just to kind of go through all those. Else we'll be here all day anyway. So it's kind of like for our own sanity. That's also why the podcast is on Monday as opposed to the usual Sunday. This is a one-time thing before we go back to our bi-weekly Sunday. But yeah, this week trailers at the Super Bowl beforehand, and then 2 weeks from yesterday, the Cloverfield trilogy. But today we're going to talk about just a little bit of news. We're going to talk about the trailers that aired before the Super Bowl, before we go to our normal preamble, and then we're going to talk about the things that aired at the Super Bowl. But yeah.
Did anything really air at the Super Bowl? I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
It's fun about what it felt like, though. It's we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. But before everything, so we have some movie news, as is standard on the Kino Corner. Like whenever there is a movie news of a specific type, I'd like to lead with it, because later on in the podcast we can get a little jokey, and just having it anywhere else, just other than just the beginning, it feels disingenuous. So for those who know, we recently lost a very wonderful actress named Catherine O'Hara. A lot of people know her from Home Alone. I had to be reminded she voiced Sally, but I think my favorite role of hers is easily the Beetlejuice.
She was a fantastic actress. We definitely lost one of the good ones whenever she passed away. Her most recent appearance being in the studio, it was always a highlight to see her on the screen with everyone else. It really does showcase her talents. It really sucks that she's gone.
It does. So before we get into everything, I'd like to give Catherine O'Hara just a moment of silence. So that's good. Yeah. You will be missed, Catherine O'Hara, for everything you do. We will watch forever and ever. Rather, all the movies you've done.
Or at least until the film reels burn out.
or that. I can words today. I'm sorry.
Words are hard, man. I can't believe they built an entire language around them. This is bullshit.
Multiple. Now we have to pick which one to
Oh man.
learn. It's some bullshit. But anyway, the 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 first now we're gonna shift a little gears a little bit. The other two pieces of movie news I talk about are a little more lighthearted. Um, there's a movie on Netflix called RRR. I don't know much about it other than it's about these two brothers, and everyone who has seen it describes it as a live action anime in the best way possible, and everyone I know who has seen it adores it. I yeah. And this movie that everyone loves that people describe as live action anime is going to probably get an anime adaptation.
That's supposedly what's being talked about. I did a little bit of research. It was like you. I have not seen it. I've seen the trailer. I thought, ooh, fun action indie movie. Um, which I didn't realize is actually a period action drama piece. It's set in pre-independence era for India. Or it's an Indian pre-independence era thing. It stars. I'm going to butcher the names on these guys. It stars N.T. Ramarao Jr. and Ram Charan as fictional versions of Indian revolutionaries. So they're based off of actual people. It's just a very highly stylized,
Yeah,
obvious,
liberties
version
were
of it.
taken.
So, surprisingly enough, the director of the film only recently became aware of anime.
What?
So yeah, he's not he kind of is just the words are kind of thrown at him recently. He's like, wait, that's a thing? Oh shit. So uh, what has been described as a live action anime is just like, oh yeah, no, I thought I was being original.
Now wait a minute. What anime are we having him watch first? Because this is going to determine what the anime for RR is going to be like.
Well, you either start him on the shonen or the shoujo stuff. There's no in between.
Uh,
We don't know anymore. But
we're
yeah,
gonna
no, he's been in talks with Japanese studios, trying to make this thing happen. And we're just like, hey, we hope it pans out. We're really hoping for it. That'd be cool.
What's the studio that's
So I don't know if anything's confirmed yet.
what's this it it starts with a W. It's like Wick Studio or something. It's the one they're doing the new One Piece coming out later this year. You know what I'm
I
talking
thought
about?
Wix Studio was
Is it
that.
Wick?
I thought Wix. Maybe I thought that was a studio that made Winx Club.
Maybe.
Studio Winx.
I maybe that
I
could be the
no.
case, but like when I look at the style that we made people doing the One Piece later this year, it has a more it's somewhere between Studio Ghibli and Studio Trigger, if that makes any sense. But which I feel they could probably do justice.
Oh, it's Wit Studio. WIT Studio. Okay,
Wit Studio.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Wix
just
Studio is a web platform built
got
for
it.
agencies. I don't think that's it.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, no, I just look at like the soft colors they use and like screenshots, but also just the heavy actions and what little we have seen of the One Piece. And I'm just saying, like, well, okay, like my rudimentary understanding of RRR, my thought is maybe they could do it. But again, this is based off of very little I haven't seen in the movie yet. I just find this very fascinating that it's been described to me as a live action anime and it just randomly got popular and now it feels like the prophecy is being fulfilled.
It is being foretold.
It is.
So yeah, I would have loved to watch it, but I haven't had a Netflix subscription in years, not since COVID. So
It's okay. I have a Netflix subscription.
I will. Oh boy, we get to Netflix and chill on that side of the world. Let's go.
I honestly might
But
do
yeah,
a
no.
watch party.
Is if people are curious about the film and wondering what all the hubbub's about, go watch in on Netflix and other. Oh God, what is the other streaming platform that it's on? It's I believe it's a uh Hindu thing. Let's see here. It's on Z's ZEE and the number 5. So Z5. So you can watch it on there for uh its original language, or you can get the dubbed version on Netflix. There you go. I've said my piece. Advertising over. Pay me royalties.
All right. You'll have to get with Griffin about that. Griffin has your royalties. Anyway, so yeah, the next piece of news on our
What the hell?
so the next piece of news is it's in the same vein. Apparently, there's going to be a Baldur's Gate 3 TV show. I'm going to let out some opinions I have that might rub people the wrong way, but I don't care. Why?
Because money.
Like I can only
Money,
guarantee
Sam.
I can only guarantee one thing about this show. It's going to be needlessly horny. Because
Now, just because the original game has, sex scenes that you can't avoid. I mean, what's to say HBO, won't just like script. Wait a minute, they did Game of Thrones. Never mind. I backtracked my statement.
Oh yeah, no, this is going to be a horny game or a horny show, which means it's going to be a really popular show.
So canonically, this show is a supposed sequel to the game, uh, which is interesting because the dev team, Larian Studios, is not working on this show. They did not contact the game studio on how this show is being written. But supposedly the showrunner is a big fan.
Oh, that could mean a lot of different things though. Because they're probably going to run into the same problem I believe the Fallout season 2 did, and people just being butthurt over what is canon, what is not, what is the actual canon timeline. This one, I guess at least it's going to have the uh the benefit of not being written by the same people, not being so that they can just do whatever the fuck they want. But if this comes across as fan servicey, I don't know what to expect. Because the game itself, I don't hate it, but I don't like how just randomly and needlessly horny it gets. I'm just trying to go on an adventure.
Adventures are horny. Surely you know this.
I guess.
No. There's got to be a little bit of horn dog along the way, but yeah, no, like it's weird to me. Like you can adapt whatever video game show you want at this point. The bar has been set on like how much you can like clothesline yourself on a show with the Halo show.
Oh yeah.
And like the later half of the Witcher series. There's like honestly, you just do whatever you want. I don't care. But I feel like there's a big elephant in the room on this one. The fact that it's the number 3.
Right?
We're adapting like the latest game in a series, which yeah, people that play 3 probably have not played 1 and 2. They probably haven't touched those games. Wouldn't it make more sense to adapt those, like the beginning series, to catch up modern audiences?
It would make sense from a storytelling standpoint, but I understand why they're focusing on the characters from 3. And I think it's because these are the characters that won Baldur's Gate 3 Game of the Year. These are the characters that people are familiar with. And apparently, and for all the disdain I give to the game itself, I do gotta say I have mad respect for the crew, like the voice acting team of the game. They very frequently do like events and fan gatherings, and they'll just they seem like just genuinely fun loving people. What's the vampire white hair whatever his name is? I've seen the voice actor just on different shows, and just you could tell these people just love life and just love doing this stuff with these characters, like dressing up as the characters. So I I, I gotta appreciate that side of it, and
Right. If the show carries about as like even a fraction of that passion as the
yeah,
voice actors do for it, then it could be good. We're
ex-
we're, we're waiting for this video to age rapidly as like the first trailer comes out. Like the moment that we end the podcast, we're like, well, shit, this is gonna suck ass.
I hope not.
uh,
How late is BP? You're not late at all, BP, because we're still in the movie news portion, which is in the beginning. We haven't even started talking about trailers. By the way, did you know they're doing a Baldur's Gate 3 TV show? No.
what? What are you talking about? What? No. No, they can't adapt my favorite video game of all time. This is horse shit. This is dog ass. Put them in chains.
I
Drag them in the street.
no, with everything that comes out, obviously I hope it's good. Even if Baldur's Gate 3 is not for me. And to your point though about like being weirdly starting in the middle, I didn't bring it up because I'm waiting for more developments to happen to make like a bigger talk about this. But with the God of War show, they announced like some casting. Um and at first I'm just like, oh okay, they casted Kratos. And it was like they're doing Ragnarok. They're skip what? Like they're like
Eh,
because yeah,
I don't understand it.
I mean, on one hand, I'm gonna I'm gonna be so fucking critical of that because I loved God of War. I do think it's one of the best written games in the last few years. But oh god, it's I really think it's just popularity chasing. Like, and it's so easy for this to fumble. I hope it's not. I hope it's not a failure. I hope
The problem with popularity chasing like this is that like you have to make sure to like latch on to a property and make sure that it doesn't lose relevancy in the time it takes to develop this show,
yeah.
because people that play video games, they're as of late, the attention span has gotten shorter and shorter, and like new
Yes.
games are coming out as simple, as easily as changing socks. Um, so like, I mean, granted, Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely a mainstay. It got Game of the Year constantly. Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate at the Game Awards. Um, it's gotten its dues, and it keeps coming conversation time and again. It's still stayed relevant to this day. So the showrunners don't have as much going, or they don't have as much to worry about in like keeping that relevant.
Right.
God of War Ragnarok is a choice. That is one of the choices that you can make for a show, not just because that it's like the latest game in a
Yeah.
in a series, but yeah, like it may be like a really well written game. It may have gotten like any type of game award, but again, like it, I don't think I've seen as many people talk about it, like not as many videos, memes, or something like that as
As
Baldur's Gate 3 does, like making the
correct.
rounds.
I, my side of it is like I have seen it, but I'm a fan of the game, so things just kind of come up on my feed every once. But I think the other side of it is just it's so narratively focused. They really should like starting with the PS4 God of War. Excuse me, the PS4 God of War game. I think is fine, because it effectively starts a new story, even though there's other games before it. It's like the start of a new trilogy, the start of a new story, and I I hope the series is doing that, but it's getting harder to believe that when I see casting for like Thor and Odin, and I'm just like, they didn't even appear till the second game. They're just talked about. That's
Mhm.
it's I
But
there's a
that's okay.
larger
We're gonna get our other gods in there.
yeah. I hope so. I mean, there's a larger conversation to be had about video game adaptations. I I worry that certain studios are taking the wrong lesson from the ones that were a success, like Fallout and Arcane, and they're just gonna start clout chasing. Like I know for a while, there's basically the development hell of the Bioshock series. I don't even know if it's happening, and I'm wondering if they stopped doing it because I guess Bioshock isn't that popular. Even though as soon as that possibility rang out, every comment, everything I've seen about it is just like, oh, dude, fuck yeah, this would make a great TV show because it was made at a time when they couldn't really do the high effect narrative storytelling in like the PlayStation 2, but they did everything they could with what they had and they pulled out a banger. And you could really do some good stuff with a TV show or something like Bioshock. There's a lot of games like that that people find beloved and want to see an adaptation of. It's not necessarily about what's popular. They need to focus on what will work. So like I want this to be good. I hope this isn't an early sign that video game movies are going to start to go the way of superhero movies of just like oversaturated and just like do we really want this?
I mean, for the longest, I wouldn't say the longest time, there have been people that either cannot play video games, don't have the time for the video games, but have heard that the stories that are told in these games are just phenomenal and just just wonderful thing. And like the only way they could experience it apart from playing it is maybe someone streaming it, maybe there's a long playthrough on YouTube, any such thing. And I guess someone was looking at going, why don't we just make it a show and you just make it structured for, people to watch on like a weekly basis, and we'll we'll get money out of it. Maybe, who knows? Um so I don't know if it's made for them specifically. It it's not necessarily I don't know if it's going to get oversaturated like you're saying, because
I'm
this shit
probably
takes
just
time, and again we have to
yeah.
like think about like relevancy.
You make a good point, and I'm probably
Then
just
again,
a
I'm talking
worry.
about relevancy when there's a fucking Twisted Metal show on Paramount.
True. I'm a huge fucking worry wart. I get antsy at the first sign of just something bad, but like the very next moment, I'm just like I I constantly flip between glass half full and glass half empty. I don't know why, but I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can. Like the most objective opinion I can say about a Baldur's Gate 3 show is it's probably going to be fine. It's probably going to be very popular and it might have a few cringe moments some people really like. And I don't think it's going to be for me, but we'll see.
Yeah, it just got to adopt the stance of similar to what Lyle Rath says whenever there's no game, no hype. There's no gameplay, there's nothing to hype about.
Yeah.
Until we see a trailer for something, there's really nothing else we can say about it. To just kind of just pass it along.
Yeah, and that's actually a good
But
segue
it's a
to
good topic of talking about video games.
yeah. But what you said is a good segue, but like there's not a trailer because now we're gonna start talking about trailers. Now I broke this down into segments. The first bit of trailers we're gonna talk about, these all came out before the Super Bowl. Everything here is before, and there's actually quite a bit. So we're gonna talk about these in order. These are not out of the Super Bowl, just some new things, look fun, or just things that I've seen prior. And I saw a screening of a certain movie I'll be talking about. Then we're gonna break for new and recent films. I have one to talk about, and then we're gonna do the Super Bowl trailers. So, first trailer on the list, we're gonna come back to this, the Mario Galaxy trailer. But
Wahoo! Mario and Luigi return and they adopt a pet.
so I don't like
So fun.
revisiting trailers on the show unless there's like a reason, unless the trailer gives us some new information worth talking about. Initially I did want to talk about this trailer because the first one we got from Mario Galaxy was a good trailer. It kind of showed us the gist of what's going to happen. Bowser Jr., Rosalina, blah blah blah. This one confirmed that like they had that Easter egg teaser at the end of the first one, wasn't it? A Yoshi is in it, and that's a I think that's a great confirmation. So I'm glad that Yoshi is in it. I'm glad he's apparently going to play a decent role, but I I'm worried about with this movie the exact same worry I had with the first one. I'm wondering if they're going to cram in too much because yeah, we got the Galaxy stuff, but now all the stuff with Yoshi, you got the Mario Brothers as babies, you got the T Rex from Odyssey. Eh.
So is it just something they've just thrown too much into the cake as opposed to the previous one where they didn't throw in enough?
Well, with I think it's just they. I think it's just the trailer presentation. With the trailers in the first one, I had the same worry that there was just going to be so much because when I saw the trailers for the first Mario Brothers movie, it's like we had Mario, we had the Mushroom Kingdom, here we come, we had Rainbow Road, we had Donkey Kong, we had all this stuff that were just so, like that don't seem to connect, and it didn't know how it would work in the story. So I was worried that it wouldn't, and it would just be too much. But the first Mario Brothers movie was totally fine. I think it was a very decent uh, kids movie for what it was. Just the trailers didn't present it in that way, and I worry these trailers for Galaxy are doing the same thing. That they're piecing together things in a way that they think is cohesive, but it just leaves me worried. Like maybe this time is the time that maybe there's just too much going on, and like maybe they're going to overload themselves with references. I hope not.
It it really does. You think it is just some sorry, I had to gather my thoughts on this one. Um Whenever they made the first movie, I don't know if they even were thinking about the fact that they were gonna do a sequel. I don't know if that's something that works or it's just like they're talking about on the back burner. But from watching the first film, like the one time, it feels like they were trying to at least try to hit a home run with it and be like, okay, let's try and work in as much Mario as we can on this one. Even if it's just like Mario Kart stuff and um all whatever else we can jam in there, like haha pipe reference, and just make sure that it feels like a complete Mario package apart from Luigi getting shafted.
Yeah.
um
Oh, and that is one thing that I am very happy about these new trailers is that Luigi is getting a bigger role and he's actually doing something. I always happy to see that. Like,
Absolutely. So with this Galaxy version, I mean, obviously it's a nod to the Super Mario Galaxy game, but they're it seems like they're just swinging beyond the fences for this one. Trying to make sure that they wiggle in everything, get all of the references in there. Uh, make it as much of a complete package. Rosalina's in it, and make sure that that it, just like the previous film, make sure that it satisfies audiences to a certain degree while also making the
yeah,
kids happy.
yeah. Like ultimately, I'm going to see this at some point because like I did like the first one. I was more of a Mario kid than a Sonic or any other the gaming mascots in the in my childhood. Like I played Mario 3, I played Mario 64. I'm not a Mario head like some YouTubers are. That I don't just go random and visit the Mario hat. I like the platformers. They're fun. I think if so, I'm able to recognize all the references and pick up on a few things, and so I really appreciated the first one, and I'm going to see this in some format, whether it's in theaters or not. We'll see. So it's just like the critical movie side of my brain is just I hope this works. I hope they do the references as well, if not better, than how they did in the first movie. And these trailers are just kind of like making me worried for nothing. You know?
Yeah, I mean, no matter how you feel about like Illumination Studios as a whole, I mean they put out decent animated films,
I
and it
plan on
seems like
doing.
with
Yeah,
Mario,
yeah.
yeah, it seems like they care enough about it.
I mean, one day I'm going to do more talks about them, but in general, I know we have a friend who does not care for Illumination. I I am mixed because there's movies in Illumination I really like, and there's other movies I really do not care for. Like I like the Sing movies, and I like the first Despicable Me. I do. I I think they're perfectly good kids movies, and of course I like the Mario movie. But there's of course no studios perfect, but there's also my to put a little tinfoil hat on. I read a theory at one point of what Nintendo's doing here, and like because they did this once before in the gaming space, where they basically just kind of licensed a few things out to a third party, and then once they kind of figured out how to do it, they're like, oh, so that's how you make gaming consoles and gaming stuff. Here's the Super Nintendo. Like that's basically what happened.
So you think they're looking over Illumination's shoulder and copying their homework so that they can make movies along the line?
I think I don't know about copying their homework per se, but I think I know we know for a fact they are very involved in the process. Like everyone's open about that, and it is just the same with this as the Legend of Zelda show that's going to come out, which actually I haven't had an update about that in a while. But so I think what they're doing is they may have a prospect to actually open a Nintendo studio for their movies, like animated and otherwise, and they're just trying to get a feel for like every cost along the way and see how they can make it work in the Nintendo, which could be good, could be awful. I have a feel my tinfoil hat theory is like somewhere down the line that's what they're doing. And they won't have to lean on Illumination and their studios. They're just going to be like, Nintendo release this show, Nintendo release that show. But we'll see.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, you're right. That is a tinfoil hat theory. Quit being crazy. Stop
Never,
that. Stop thinking about
never.
things.
Okay, but it's okay. Like and now we can
Ugh.
move on to other trailers. The next one. Ah, no, God, no, I'm crazy again.
God
Uh,
damn it.
this is a
You're going through a
trailer.
loop, aren't you?
Yeah, no, this is. For those who see the image, I apologize, but also I don't. But there's a trailer for a movie we saw during the movie I'll be talking about later. It is a movie simply called Hokum. I don't know what to. I get Donnie Darko vibes in not the best way. That movie is already makes my brain hurt.
Wood.
Yeah, okay. Like, so I don't have a lot to say about this trailer specifically because but other than just it looks weird. Again, if that's what they're going for, great. But the one thing I'm tired of in horror trailers is this stupid strobe effect they do where they'll just like flash an image and then go to nothing else, then flash an image, and then they all do it, and it's starting to get on my nerves.
They really edited this so on trying to be like super super scary. It's super scary if you have an epileptic seizure.
For real though, it
um
is. And
I mean,
usually
taking no, go ahead.
I was gonna say usually like that strobing effect has nothing to do with in the movie. There's not like scary imagery. They're just trying to flash in a bunch of weird shit as possible. Case in point, for those watching, the image you see on screen, it's just whatever this is. I don't know if it's a delusion. I don't know if it's the hokum, and it's actually like a weird creature that's gonna eat people. I have no idea. Like I really think a trailer should at least get me hooked in some way. All this trailer really did is just this movie looks weird. I'm not gonna watch it. That is my general thoughts on this trailer.
So yeah, after I watched the trailer the other night, just like squinting through the poor editing choice, I decided to look at which I've been taking notes on the trailers as I've been watching them, and the only one that I had to start off with on Hokum says, "Dude, I love googly eyeballs that look over my bed as I'm beating my meat." But no, I went ahead and looked up the information on the film. And yeah, the story seems a little unclear in the trailer just because it's really hard to take in stuff, but uh it's apparently just about an author that's going to Ireland to spread the ashes of his deceased parents, and the rental house that he's staying in is haunted. Big surprise, and that's about all they said in the descriptor for the movie.
That's I, I feel like none of that properly made it through in the trailer. What the fuck?
Yeah, so it was just a lot of like it was a lot of imagery that I feel like is it definitely did not get
He did not.
it did not communicate itself well.
No.
I'll say that.
But yeah, like and maybe it's just a bad trailer. I don't know. I know a lot of people watch a lot of good and bad horror movies and end up liking them. I just this wasn't for me. But yeah, let's see. It's
It's
all
not for me.
all I can really think about that. Now, ooh, this is a horror trailer that did start to is a much better trailer. Exit 8.
This one I'm interested in how it's already a movie that has it's already a movie. um it's um it's already performed well in Japan. Apparently
Yes.
it's been out for a little while over there and earned 5.8 billion yen, or 35 million USD as of mid to late 2025.
Yeah.
uh it seems like it's like, how much do you know about Exit 8?
I've watched the trailer, and like I said, I knew it was already out, and I there there's sometimes I'll catch wind of a trailer, I guess after the fact, because they're so freaking to go through. I did know it was out in Japan, and I watched through the trailer. I try to even do little freeze frame stills and admire some of the creature effects and like my creature loving brain went teehee. But it's when I watched this, I realized, holy shit, Japan made the most accurate Backrooms movie. But
And it's funny that you say that because this is actually based off of a video game.
really,
Yeah, this one is from a video game of the same name called Exit 8, and it's I don't think it's the first one, but it's one of the earlier adoptions of the anomaly type of gameplay where you're going through the same room over and over again. Uh, just like trying to catch certain things that are out of place. It's like, yeah, if yep, if you don't catch this anomaly, you start over again or you die. Ha ha ha. So it's really interesting to see that they're actually adapting not just a video game adaptation like this, like a horror video game, but it's an anomaly type of horror game where there's not really much of a story. It's just this character going in a loop. So I haven't seen the film. I can't say, whether or not it's like the story is going to be any good, but it's going to be interesting to see how to work in something that essentially doesn't have a story into a feature length film.
Yeah. I think the story is more or less going to be just interpersonal relationships because you can tell from the trailer there he meets people like there's a kid, there's a girl, and there's going to be like them coping with the situation while trying to get out. I think that narrative is the movie, and the drama is going to come from how these people work together to get through the situation or don't. It, so I do find that very fascinating as well. Like I like experimental movies. I want movies to try and do something a little bit different. Like this, I would absolutely see this in theaters. This looks really, really interesting.
Gonna make me shit myself.
Yeah, and don't.
That's the goal in the movie. That's the goal of a horror movie. If I don't shit myself, it's a 0 out of 10.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know many horror movies that can make you shit yourself, but I'm sure I could find one. Challenge accepted. But
All right, sounds good. You're just gonna slip. You're gonna slip a little bit laxative in my popcorn, aren't you?
maybe.
You son of a bitch. And as soon as sorry, I had the stream pulled up, and as soon as he said maybe, I get an ad for Firehouse subs.
Hell yeah!
Are you gonna slip a laxative into my food? Maybe. Come on down to Firehouse subs. We'll make you shit yourself.
Hell yeah, brother! Come on down to Firehouse. All right. Well, since we know it's not real, I'll take my time talking about this because I don't have a lot to say. I use this image because it confused me, and it's not in the trailer, but it's in all the advertising. It's that movie called Passengers or Passenger, which I had to find the right information because apparently there's multiple movies called Passenger.
There are multiple passenger films, yes.
And I had to go with the most recent. So full disclosure, like the movie I saw in theaters, my first exposure to this trailer was in the theater, and the way the trailer was framed, I thought it was going to be something else, and just like I guess I was a little disappointed, but I'm also like again, I'm the creature guy. I love creature effects, but like the in my defense, the way this starts is just like two guys driving at night, pull over the side of the road. The guy takes a pee. You think he's gonna get attacked. He gets back to the car. His friend's not there, and then he just starts to see evidence of something to happen to him. He gets in the car, and his friend just smashes against the windows, going, and then gets pulled away into the woods by something. With that framework, my thought is, oh, something in the woods. I guess this movie is going to be this guy just trying to get out with a limited gas or something, or maybe with a damaged car, trying to make it through the woods alone at night with something in the around there. No, he starts driving, gets away, and he just passes by the same ghost guy like 4 times in the trailer, and then looks to the right, and there's a ghost in his seat. I guess it disappoints me because like I feel like with that it just okay, so that's the movie. Like
that's the whole movie.
No,
The Passenger.
Like so it's so weird because when a trailer works as a short film, it doesn't work as a trailer. And this trailer in a weird way works as a short film.
It kind of does. You kind of get the complete package out of it. It does make me wonder what the full length of the film would even look like. It's a very interesting screenshot you got for the film,
Right, but
though.
that's the thing. Like I don't know what this means. Like this isn't all the advertising for it. And I was just honestly, if I when I was looking at screenshots, the one I wanted to get was I wanted to get the still of right before the friend gets pulled out of the passenger seat, or right gets pulled out from in front of the car, because you kind of get to see both him and a faint view of something. And I think that's kind of what got me excited. I was like, okay, I might be interested in this. But whenever I see people talk about it, we get this. This tells me, okay, there's some backwoods hauntings, and random dude has to deal with it. I guess maybe it's a fucking vampire. I don't know.
I I yeah, I don't know either. Which, quick side note: to hell with you for picking a movie trailer that can only be seen in theaters right now, because I had to go find a cam rip version of it.
Wait,
You
really?
swine, you scat. Yeah, you can only see it in. Um, I'm guessing the movie you saw was a Primate.
Iron Lung.
Iron Lung. Okay. So yeah, is either before I guess I apparently it showed before Primate as well, but you
Mm-hmm.
cannot find this trailer on YouTube. It is so the amount of advertising for this is very nil.
Mm.
Um However, the director for this film is the same one is Andre Oradol. I'm gonna mispronounce it because the name has very distinguished accents,
Yeah.
but it's Andre Overdahl is from the same director as Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and Last Voyage of the Demeter,
See,
which they have like very like atmosphere type of stories.
yeah, I really liked Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and I've heard good things about Last Voyage of the Meter, which I want to see that. But so again, this comes down to this movie might be really good. It's just like this trailer is a really good short film. I don't know if it's a good trailer or not. I can't. It is we. It's like I think it works. Maybe I. Um,
Just watch like the rest of the film is just like anti-hitchhiker agenda.
yes.
It's like don't stop for anybody, just keep driving. They're gonna fucking get you, even if you can't drive fast enough getting away from these guys.
Yeah. Like,
So,
but that's
yeah, like I think there needs to be more information before we can actually jump in on this one.
yeah. Like,
Uh
I will happily talk about this again whenever there's a. I think they're going to release another trailer. I if okay, knowing that because I thought I saw a thing on YouTube because I look up these trailers before the thing as well, and I could have sworn maybe maybe I saw the ripped version as well, and I was looking up thumbnails to make sure they're available. Maybe the one I saw on the thing was just the ripped version you watched, but if this really is just available in theaters only, I wonder if this really is just a teaser and a full trailer is going to come out in like a week or two, because that seems to be the pattern. And whenever that does happen, I will talk about a full trailer. But so
right. Until then, uh a good short film. We will see what long film look like, yes?
yeah, and figure out what this screenshot even is in relation to what's going on and why this is used in the advertising. Like I'm intrigued. I'm confused in a way that intrigues me. That's my thoughts on this movie.
Something joke about sexuality, but yeah, we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah.
Uh
Okay. This is a non-horror movie. In fact, it's not even a movie. It's a show.
dinosaurs!
No, like
You said it was not horror. You lied to me.
the dinosaurs are scary. No,
They're scary, dude. They're big.
I wanted to bring this up just because I don't. Well, I'll never cover documentaries in detail on like the big segments because what can I say about them? Like if you're going to watch this, you already have a fascination with dinosaurs. But because I'm going to watch the shit out of this, but it's this makes me happy because it's not just a standard documentary. God, like I know that sounds asinine. I know, but this really feels like a modern Walking with Dinosaurs with everything with like updated actual information.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering originally is that, oh boy, it's another dinosaur documentary. Will this one stand the test of time, or is there going to need to be another dino documentary where more discoveries are made later on down
Undoubtedly,
the line? Just like,
like
oh,
so undoubtedly, I think that's like there's going to be more documentaries later on for sure. But like they're a dime a dozen. There's always like little things about just how cool dinosaurs are. But like Walking with Dinosaurs, I think was special because like it got a lot of people into it. Like that and Jurassic Park really got people fascinated with like species and whatnot. This is going I feel is going to do the same as Walking with Dinosaurs. How it has a lot of different species, predatory and otherwise, like underwater, in the air, on like and it's going to show just the big variety of dinosaurs and other reptiles that existed at this time and just show people like, yeah, we're going to use historical accuracy, but that doesn't mean they're not cool because yeah, no, some of them look cool. They use some cool shots. Like
right.
it's like
I'm amazed that not only is it got Steven Spielberg's name on it. Uh, I forget if he's directing, if he's producing. Uh, I think it's just a production credit, right?
it's just a
I don't
production.
remember.
Yeah, I think he's just.
Okay, but yeah, no,
Morgan
they
Freeman is doing the narration, which means everyone has to watch it.
that's even scarier than the dinosaurs. Actually, that's terrifying.
A dinosaur is narrating for the dinosaur. No, I'm sorry, that was uncalled for.
He's gonna fucking just stop in the middle of his narration, turn towards the crowd. I have merely a lowly shiv, but is very effective when applied to the jugular.
I can smell you.
God. But yeah, no, should be interesting should be an interesting documentary to pop up and say to yeah, get the hell out of here. Should be interesting for a documentary at least I have it on the background. I don't know if I'm gonna like pay attention to it vehemently, but I don't know. Could be a good time. Not gonna fault it. Animation looks good.
Yeah.
And the only other note I have about it is documentary and Netflix.
No, like yeah, I just this one is a quick bring up. I wanted to bring up because it makes me happy that we're still doing documentaries about stuff we love. But this one, I don't know what it is. It's just like the way they did all the shots, or like the evidence that there's going to be a lot of different dinosaurs. So probably a lot of episodes. I I I just get the vibe that there's just going to be something special here. And this is going to be one that stands the test of time right alongside like Walking with Dinosaurs or but yeah. Yeah. Now, I think if I recall, the last few of the trailers are ones I generally have positive vibes on. Yes, I'm going to glaze the fuck out of this trailer. There's a trailer that we saw in theaters that I know I watched this one after because I had to rewatch it. So I know you should be able to watch this one too. Obsession.
We love horror movies about you get what you wish for. You get the monkey paw wish.
Well, that's the thing though.
Uh,
Like I know it's a monkey paw wish, but like and I don't know if it's going to be a good movie. It's probably really cheesy as fuck. This was a really well done trailer. Just the simple lines like, "Does she actually love me?" And just like talking about all these wish people, and then just obsession, and just you immediately get, "Oh, I now understand the concept of the movie," and they showed as little as possible. This is a solid
that's
fucking trailer.
yeah, that's what a trailer should be. It should set you up, for what's to come, and like especially with like horror films, it's really hard to like rope people in with a horror film without like unveiling like, oh, what's the big monster, oh,
Yeah.
what's the big twist in this one. Like you kind of get what the twist is, you understand what's going on a little, but you're in the you're still held in suspense. You're like, oh, what's gonna happen, what's gonna be the payoff. I'm really you got me intrigued. I might be in my seat for this one, which is I'm gonna say the opposite for another trailer that's on this list, which I'm assuming we'll get to later.
Yeah.
But no, it is a really really good trailer. Very I would say, considering like it's only the one camera shot, the way that it's framed is really good too. Like it's a really good camera frame. Just like you just have him in the foreground on the phone with the disgruntled employee, which I thought was funny. It's like,
Yeah.
that's
Just like,
that
we
is it's
grant
not company
wishes.
policy. Can I like adjust it? We don't do that, sir. That's not in the budget. But you also have the like a house in the background, which I'm assuming is where he lives. And whenever the last little bit of the trailer crops up, and you're like, is she in there? Is she like waiting? Is that why he's in the car and like can't? It's
Right.
like talking
It gives you
private.
this uneasy feeling. Just like that hook at the end, it just makes you think like, is she in there? Did he fuck up? Like a lesser movie would have kind of done like a presented the information in reverse order and just had like this obsessed girlfriend or whatnot as for most of the movie, and then reveal at the end that he made this wish and just kind of like started to regret it at the climax. Unless, and I'm pretty sure there is a movie that exists that like that, but no, this one is just straight up just he knows he made a mistake and he wants to try to understand that maybe this love is real, but he's having an existential crisis. And since it's a horror movie, it's probably going to end up just with him in danger, and it might be entirely his fault.
And kind of going on like a going beyond the trailer of this one, when I was looking at more info on it, this was actually written, directed, and edited by Curry Barker. And if people don't know who that is, that's perfectly fine, because even I kind of like did an eyebrow raise, like, is that like a Clive Barker thing? Or no, it's actually you may have seen shorts of it on YouTube. You may have seen like comedy skits of it, but it is from a channel called That's a Bad Idea. And it's very much it's very Tim Robinson coded type of humor. Very much like I Think You Should Leave type of skits on the channel. But
What is it with
it's
YouTube comedians making the best freaking horror movies? I swear to God.
it's not it's I agree. I think because I think they're a little more like ear to the ground on a lot of the stuff, just like this is what horror should be. I should make a film. But I think it's let like I was thinking of like a different angle on this one, as opposed to like YouTube stuff going on. Yes, we have Markiplier that has Iron Lung, like we mentioned earlier. But I was sitting there thinking like comedians in general, or like, comedy
Yeah.
people going into horror, because we've got Jordan Peele. He
Oh
did the films
yeah.
Get Out. Nope. We've got Kevin Smith. He did that with Tusk, which I haven't seen, but is
Kevin
apparently fucking horrifying.
Kevin Smith does a lot of movies that are very disturbing. There's one that it's relevant for reasons, and you'll know why it's relevant for reasons when you hear the title. It's called Red State.
Oh,
I won't go
okay.
into any further detail, but trust me when I say really disturbing horror movie. But no, Tusk, really good kind of. But you're right, like all these comedians, and there is that whole comedy and tragedy aspect of it, and just it's two sides of a play. And I think because they wear the comedy mask, Actually, this is gonna be a little out there, but I have another fun comparison, because I just find this parallel fascinating as well. Junji Ito and Hayao Miyazaki.
Mm,
Like
explain.
Hayao Miyazaki, everyone knows Studio Ghibli and their art. It's so whimsical. There's so much like uh all these fantastical elements to it. Very specific design. Everything is very spiritual and uplifting. Junji Ito fucked up beyond belief. Like holy shit, he is a considered a master of Japanese horror right now for good reason. Now,
The people themselves.
the people themselves, you know exactly where I'm going with this now. Um, Junji Ito is apparently one of the happiest go lucky dudes, and he just he's often seen in pictures just like cat ears and just like hanging with fans, just like yeah, just having a great time, loves yucking it up. And Hayao Miyazaki is just one of the grumpiest old bastards. Anime was a mistake kind of guy. Like that's a quote he did, and it's just I and
I
maybe
feel like that quote is taken out of
oh,
context
it absolutely
partially,
is. It absolutely is, but it's
but
still funny.
right.
But like,
Uh,
there's a weird parallels. Like if someone is just a very uplifting person or just does a lot of comedy, they understand the human psyche enough to bring it joy, and then when they really laser focus, they understand horror at a very visceral level. And but if someone only experiences the negative emotions, like Hayao Miyazaki is a very more or less negative or neutral expressional man. He knows exactly what makes him happy. He's able to convey that. So what we see with like My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, it's very happy because he knows that's what makes him happy, and we know exactly how to feel. Like it's it's really fascinating to think about.
it truly is. It provides some kind of uh I wouldn't say like a peer into their soul, because that seems a little too introspective, but yeah, it's a nice flip, and just seeing people that they dominate one area, and they're like, but I can do something else. I can do something more. And they throw it in. That's how you get a guy from The Office making A Quiet Place.
Which
um,
apparently was also really good, but I
yeah, it's still referenced and memed to this day.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, no. I guess I'm just obsessed with the idea of comedians going into horror. All right, I'll stop.
So
I'll stop.
when are you gonna make a horror movie? Now I'm kidding.
Next slide. You have to be funny first.
I think you're.
That's the key part.
Oh, okay. So here we go. How about the Mummy? Hey.
She looks so happy.
So it took me a second to really understand this part of the trailer, and I think part of this is on me because this is gonna sound really fucking stupid. You know how the trailer does this angle of like what happened to so and so?
What happened to Katie?
Yeah. It took me so long to register. Oh, this is Katie, the one in the bandages, like just mummified randomly. I thought it was just the mummy and how they found it. I don't
No,
know.
no, Katie was kind of wrapped up, man. She kind of got that thing going.
Yeah.
She got they put bugs in her, Riku.
No. Like, okay,
Fuck.
so from a superficial standpoint, from a just pure, like, as take as far back as I can, I am excited for the Mummy movie in general, and it is because it's bringing it back to horror, like just like the original from the 50s. It's more about the curse than the creature, and I, with a good director, I think that could be fascinating. That being said, even though I attribute part of my confusion entirely to my domestic, I don't know if this is a good trailer.
Do you think it has similar problems with just flashing imagery? What
Partially,
lies in the image?
I think that's part of it. I it's not a bad trailer. I could tell you right. I could tell you that right now. Again, I'm interested. It's just it doesn't hook me as much as it I feel it should, you know?
That is a fair assessment. I am disappointed in it because it is Brendan Fraserless.
Okay, we're still gonna get that trailer later on because that is happening and that's wild. But so we,
We're getting so many mummy movies, dude.
I'm
Just the year of mummy,
the
dummy mummy.
the year of the dummy mummy. I want myself a dummy mummy. uh,
But yeah, no, it should be a really interesting film. But yeah, no, I think I'm with you. I think it communicated itself poorly, kind of like how I'm doing right now. Um, I just uh I think there's too much mystery that the average viewer is kind of just be like, oh, that was fucking weird. I'm not gonna watch that.
so, and I know this sounds weird. Like I try to like put my money where my mouth is sometimes. Like, what can I do to make this trailer better? And I don't think they should have shown Katie in these bandages in the trailer. I think they should have shown the sarcophagus and just said and just shown that did the whole beginning part where like so and so went missing and do the shots of just events of the mummy's curse and the guys dealing with it, and then close on the shot of them opening the sarcophagus. So you're unsure if they caused that or if that's the end where they find obviously Katie in the trailer. I think that would have made it a bit better because then it creates this kind of, is this happening in the beginning of the movie? Is this happening there? Like it lets you play around the order of events a little bit and you figure out like what's going on here. It adds that little bit of intrigue, but just seeing Katie in the sarcophagus here, I guess it just makes a timeline definitive about what's going on in the movie and just potentially lessens a twist. If that makes sense.
It lessens the twist on my balls.
Yeah.
Uh, I yeah. I mean, they're really because they didn't unveil so much in the trailer. Um, it makes me wonder two things. If number one, if this is the big highlight of the film that they had to make it their payoff so that people can go see it, or number two, uh, if this is actually just a small part of the film, like this is a smaller part of a greater whole.
I hope it's the latter. I hope it's the latter because the for those who've seen the Universal Pictures of Mummy movie, it's very different from like Dracula and Frankenstein. And it's mostly different in the sense that you know the imagery when you think of the mummy, just the dude wrapped in bandages shambling across like a zombie. In the original Mummy, there wasn't really a traditional mummy. It was just Boris Karloff and the makeup basically just warning people of the curse and just trying to dissuade people as just bad things happen to the people. But you know, Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, how like all the plagues hit the people who opened the book. That like that is the first Mummy movie is just that. It's just all these people open something, bad fates befall. That is basically the movie, and
Gotcha.
as rudimentary and simple as I could make it, there's a little more to it obviously, but it is that's as simple as I could make it. So again, it's more about the curse than there is the mummy himself. Other of course sequels, the mummy like actually showed the creature, but yeah. So I just like with like that recent Wolfman movie and other like vampire adaptations, I am excited to see a different interpretation, well, like of the mythos of this creature. but and even though like again we're going back to basics here, but I haven't seen it in so long, it feels fresh, you know.
Right.
So, like I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. I hope this ends up being good. I really do. Because like the last Universal horror movie that got remade, again, I saw The Wolfman. That turned out to be pretty damn good. And even though it was very different, it turned out to be pretty damn good. I'm hoping the same for this.
That's one that I have yet to see and need to give it the old college try.
Yeah,
As it seems like, because was that also from Lee Cronin? I'm a
I don't.
fool.
No, I don't believe so. I believe that one was just Blumhouse.
Okay. A
Let's
bloom,
see.
a bloomhouse.
Yeah, it's from Blumhouse. And
Okay, yeah.
it
Always enjoy me a good Blumhouse.
oh yeah, no, Blumhouse and A24, I'm pretty sure are like cornering the market on modern horror. Like they're so,
I mean, I think they're one of the few ones that kind of do practical effects.
they do
Am I wrong on
practical
that
effects,
one?
but they do a lot of independent projects. Like A24 is especially big on that. They'll basically just like, hey, we want to make a movie. Just like all we need is like well, like $20 million, and they're just like fucking done. And just like there's that's why A24 is so many movies, but like made by people who actually want to make the movie and not just some big heavy studio backing. It's just it's like I mean, it gave us things like I believe "Talk to Me" was an A24 with Raka Raka's, if I recall. Let's see. Yeah, "Talk to Me" was A24. Like that's actually a really good example of it. Like they gave Raka Raka, who's the YouTubers we know for not horror, that's kind of goes on what we were talking about earlier, and just gave them a budget, and they just made a fantastic horror movie by all accounts. Like they just let people like who want to make these movies do it, and there's that phrase, just studio interference. A24 and Blumhouse tend to minimize that. That makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand. All
Yeah, like yeah, we'll see what
right,
happens there. But I
but yeah,
believe that brings us to new and recent films. Brief little. Consider this a brief little meander away from talking about trailers. I'm going to talk about a movie I saw recently. I have one that I want to talk about. You all know what it is. But before we get to that, Bucherson, is there anything you have seen recently that you wish to talk
that I've seen recently that was created
and that's
recently,
I would
or a
say
movie that
that's
I saw
either
recently.
I would say that's either new in general or new to you, that you just left an impact that you just want to talk about.
Huh. Uh, I don't think anything has left an impact on me. My soul is dead. I've never seen a movie before in my life at this point.
Wait,
What is a movie? What is life? But
it's
a
okay. We'll
amalgamation
change that. I'll help you.
of emotion and silliness.
It's okay. We'll change that. I will help
Uh,
you. It's We'll get through this. But there is one movie that
no,
I
this is sounding very psychotic.
a little bit.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't worry, I'm here for you. But
Ah!
like the one movie I saw in theaters and that I a lot of people have already said their piece on Iron Lung. So I posted my review of this in the Discord, and I stand by it. I know I rated higher than a lot of, well, I know some people give it an 8, some people give it a 9, most people I see give a 7. I get it. I think that's fair because it is a good movie, but it is not a perfect movie. Its flaws are very obvious, but they're not even though they're obvious, they're not. They don't ruin the experience. Like I mentioned before, there's audio mixing at the end, and there's a clear reason for why the audio is the way that it is at the end of Iron Lung. They meant to basically show how frantic things are, and you're not supposed to hear everything. But there's a better way to do just frantic noise that a lot of movies have done better. Like you can't hear anything. Like for a solid 5 minutes of the film, you just hear crash, 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 fire, fire. It's kind of there's a
It's a
reason.
little much.
It's a little much. Again, it's just a little bit of the movie, but and it's really hard because like most of the movie is fine. Like the audio mixing for the rest of the movie is fine. It's just this one section. I mean, you've worked with sound like on editing and whatnot, so you like there's different like layers you have to make. It feels like they didn't properly layer the sound and get the right volume for each layer. If that makes sense.
Audio mixing is hard, y'all.
But,
I can tell you that right now.
yeah, but yeah, like it's only in that one scene. The other side of it is I would give this a mild photosensitivity warning. That wasn't in the movie, and I think it's warranted because if you've played Iron Lung, you know there's that camera, and the way they do it in the movie, there is a bright flash. Um, I know I just talked about how flash in these horror movies is so pervasive and weird. This is it's like I'm fine with weird gimmicky things in a movie if there's a point. This movie has a point to it. There's a reason they play with lighting a lot in this movie, and so I don't mind it. But there are moments where it goes from like pitch black to just a blinding flash, and then it stabilizes, then it's pitch black, then blinding, then it stabilizes, and it'll do that a few times in sequence, multiple times in the movie. I feel so with that, I feel a photosensitivity warning is very warranted. And of course, finally, yes, you're because you are in the sub with Mark. It is there are times where it feels a bit boring, and you could probably cut out like not like a full sections, but maybe just trim a few seconds here and there, just to ease it a bit, you know.
Are you telling me? Are you telling me that a movie that takes place in essentially one location constantly and really it has limited creative liberties uses one of its creative liberties too much?
Yes. Well,
Okay, yeah, that's fair. 2.5 out of 10.
no, but even though there are obviously like at so times they do actually use their space as much as they can. The sub is bigger than you think. It's not just you in a seat at the control panel. There is more to the sub, and they absolutely use it. They even get views of just the control station, views underwater, and what the movie does right. Like if you go in knowing that this is not a traditional horror movie, this is a slow burn. You are going to start out a little bit bored, but there's a reason. Is you're meant to feel the dread of the situation with Mark as he just descends into madness. That's the emotion they're trying to convey, and they do it very well. Because for all those negatives, the atmosphere fucking nailed it. Fucking nailed it in this movie. And
I fucking nailed it.
for a movie that is made with like $3 million, there's some effects at the end that I'm just like, there's no way in hell these practical effects are made with $3 million. They they actually feel really good.
That's cool.
And but the big question that everyone was really worried about is, of course, Mark acting. Um, I know he has his name in the movie is Simon. Um, that's the character's name. for the most part, he does fantastic. There were times where I had to remind myself that this is the same guy that acts like an absolute goober on Let's Plays, because he was getting so into this role, and I didn't see like jokey Markiplier. I saw Simon, and like that's for a guy as big as Markiplier, for us to get for his acting to be so good that there's just those moments where you don't see him is just, I think that's a testament to like how good he is with proper like coaching and time.
I
Now,
have no strong feelings, but I'm glad that he was able to make the dream come true.
oh
Because I
yeah,
know he was talking about doing this for a while. Like the game left such an impact on him that the fact that he like went out of his way to like make this film is not just testament to his character, not just testament to the game, but also the game's creator.
yeah,
You know,
and
to which even
he,
the creator was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
well, but apparently he was in constant contact with the creator, but he didn't tell him everything. Like he wanted certain elements to be accurate to the game, but like they wanted like the story to be like yeah, the creator knew the broad strokes, but like there are certain details that apparently the creator was like, damn, you did great, fuck yeah, dude, that was weird. Like apparently he just had this ultimate reaction was just whoa about the movie.
Dude, what?
Dude, whoa. Like
Man.
I highly recommend. I don't know if it's going to be in theaters. So as of recording, I know it was in theaters this past weekend for the second week in a row. Because and there's some things around here that have it. I don't know how long it will be in theaters. I want to recommend people go see it. I really believe this warrants a theater experience. Like, but you're gonna have to check your theaters. I don't. There, the only reason I don't know is because most Fathom events usually go away within a week or two. However, this one is a bit of a unique case because it wasn't a Fathom event; it was a standard release, um, and looking up other videos about the release of Iron Lung and just the whole battle of first place it had with Send Help and blah 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 blah. I learned a few things about just movie studios' relationship with theaters. You know how what ticket sales are split between studios and the theater, right?
You've got a better idea on it than I do,
So yeah,
at the very
in
least.
general, they're like whenever a ticket is bought, this movie like the sales go the money there goes to the theater and to the studio of whatever film they went to go see. So there are some studios, if they're like big names, like I would say like Warner Brothers, Legendary, like they typically, because they have that extra push, they're usually it's like they take a little bit of a bigger cut. That's also a big part of the reason why theaters have been struggling and why snack prices are what they are, because yeah. But in with an independent film that doesn't have a major studio backing, it's there's no extra incentive. It is an honest, even down the middle 50-50. So when people buy a ticket to Iron Lung, the theaters are profiting more than with other big studio movies, like at least on an individual ticket basis. So a lot of the theaters I've seen, they basically have the mindset of, hey, as long as people are seeing it, we'll keep it in theaters. Because
That, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, I suppose.
so I know it was there this past weekend. Okay, yeah, Griffith's Corner. Some places still have it till Wednesday. It's probably gonna stick around for a while.
I did a quick search on Fandango. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, like I can't recommend this as long as you go in knowing like you're not. This isn't a slasher film. This isn't a monster movie. This isn't a go. This isn't a paranormal investigation. This is a very different type of horror movie. And I heard it more like one way I heard it described, and I kind of touched on it previously. It's less of a horror movie and more of an exploration of dread, and I think that's more accurate to what it is. Like this movie isn't aiming to scare you as it is to give you a terrifying experience. And I know those sound the same, but yeah,
Come over here and scare me versus this is an over this is an overflowing sensation that is not going to leave me until I leave this place.
yes, exactly. Like people are gonna feel different about this movie. But if it helps your expectation, most people I've come across seem to find it as a above average 7 out of 10, especially considering this is Mark's first movie, and in every single criticism, people are being very honest with him about what the faults, and he takes his criticism and just like, thank you. I'm going to I want to make another movie one day. I'm going to use this for the future because this is all out of pocket for him. So every profit is basically splitting between him and the theater. So if this movie and makes a $20 million profit, he just made $10 million off a $3 million budget.
And isn't he like splitting the profits or giving all of them to the production staff?
Oh yeah, no, he's like he outright said in one of his things that he's going to give the production staff a huge bonus, and he's also going to donate a bunch of it to because one thing he did during the movie releasing is he had a big blood drive that was like almost worldwide at this point. Just people could donate blood to like just for like of course medical purposes, and I forget the actual foundation, but various blood drives during the movie screenings. So money is going to go towards his production staff and charity for that. Like, and it's just let's be clear. Markiplier is the kind of guy who they released a popcorn bucket for Iron Lung, and Mark's just like, y'all want the STL file to print it yourself? Like he doesn't need the money. He openly says that. He I think that's
That is actually kind of based. That comes with the territory of being a big time YouTuber.
yeah. Like he used his powers for good, and we appreciate him for it. Like I am biased in favor of this. That's why I stick to an 8 out of 10. I think a 7 out of 10 is more than fair. So if you go in expecting that it's going to be a good but flawed movie, you're gonna have a good time. Or maybe you'll like it a lot and it's better than it ends up there. But like, God, I have loved watching it in theaters. It was such a wonderful experience.
So on that theater note, I did check some show times. I know someone in chat said is going until Wednesday at least. Fandango was showing that there are tickets being sold until the 19th of February.
Damn.
So I don't know. I don't know if I don't think that's exclusive to Cinemark. That could be other theaters in the area. Um it could go even longer than that. I don't know if there's like a day limit that Fandango is showing, but there is still time to see The Lung of Iron if you haven't already.
There
Go
is
forth.
there is still time. I highly recommend. Now,
As of this recording.
as of this recorded, now that brings us the main topic of the day. The rest of the trailers here. Super Bowl trailer Palooza.
Hooray! Football is the one time a year that is celebrated right below Christmas.
So I'm just gonna be
Um,
honest. I didn't really watch the Super Bowl at all. I only glimpsed at some of the commercials and all of the trailers. That's where my priorities are. I don't care.
you know,
I
that's fair and valid.
but when I looked at the trailers, so I have a list of all the ones that got either TV spots or trailers, and there's some that I said I'd bring it up again. Let's start with Mario Galaxy. The Super Bowl trailer is just an abridged version of the trailer we got a week or two prior, with an extra scene of Baby Mario hitting the T Rex's teeth. And I just have to wonder, like, was this really worth the $10 million of ad space?
Yeah, because they're going to make that money back. I don't think you realize the audience they're catering to.
Fair.
It's not just dads and grads; it's also moms with bombs. I don't think you understand, man. They're getting everybody with this one.
True. So,
They,
yeah, like there is a lot of trailers now. There are trailers I am legit excited for. But let's start with the short teasers first. One is like the Supergirl teaser trailer. It's basically the last trailer again, but there's just like with Mario Galaxy, but there's the shot of Crypto as a puppy, and we all love Crypto as a puppy. He's a good boy.
I'll be honest. I think I skipped over this one.
It's okay. Like you literally didn't miss much. If you watch the last Supergirl trailer, again, let me look. I have a full list of all the Super Bowl trailers here. Let's see. There is three that are basically just condensed versions of pre-existing trailers, and one that I am like 90% sure is just a complete replay of an existing trailer. So the other one that's just the original version is Hoppers. Like, and they get again, it's just basically just there's the last trailer, but an extra scene with the lizard because everyone loves the lizard. Lizard, lizard, lizard.
Lizard. Everyone loves the lizard that eat the Goomba and poop him out, and people are freaking out like, "Oh, the people are discovering a fetish! Oh no! Oh, it's crazy!" Like they don't need a Super Bowl trailer for that. I'm gonna be real.
No, like those three trailers, like the Supergirl Crypto trailer, Hoppers, and Mario Galaxy, they're both like all three of them are like 90% existing footage we have already seen before.
Oh, my dumbass! Already still talking about Super Mario. Anyway, continue.
No, you're good. But the one that I could be wrong, and I acknowledge I very well could be wrong because the very first time I saw this trailer a few weeks ago, I kind of glazed over it before watching it again for the podcast, and I tried to pay attention. It's on a movie series I'm so disconnected from. I want to see the first two or three, maybe, but Scream 7. I Is this just the last trailer? Am I tripping?
Uh, you saying like a Buzz trailer or like?
No, I mean like
What do you mean
I'm
by
pretty
this?
sure like this Super Bowl trailer for Scream 7 is just the Scream 7 trailer they showed like a few weeks ago. Am I wrong?
It. I mean, I don't recall it. I don't recall seeing the trailer a few weeks ago. It would not surprise me if that was the case. As
I know it's soft launch
recutting
because
something for
around the time it came out, like there was other trailers catching our eye, and it just kind of like went overshadowed. So maybe that's why. Like maybe I'll be honest, half of it is I don't remember, and I've looked it up, and like if there's anything new, then it falls in the same category as the other three trailers, where it just adds a few scenes with oh god, what's the actress's name? Monica from Friends, but
right, yeah. I do remember seeing her in there, and I had to instinctively clap my hands to the rhythm. But yes, Scream comes home. A lot of, I guess, there's a returning characters trope. It's been a long time since I've seen Scream. if at all.
Yeah,
Um,
if you don't remember it, I'm down to watch like the first two or three. I've heard it basically they go Fast and the Furious for like it starts out pretty good and then just kind of lingers into absurdity. That's what I've heard about those
yeah,
movies.
that sounds about right.
I don't know.
And, and my only question is, where the fuck are the police during this?
Right. They, from what I understand, so
Like,
like the police are like an active role at least in the first two movies, and there's like an investigation. They're like characters, but like this isn't Friday
but
the
I guess they had to nerf them so they could keep a constant film line going.
It's like I was gonna say this isn't Halloween where we focus on just like one character
uh,
and their relation to the killer. I think I don't know. I haven't, but even then, even with Halloween, like in the new ones, there's the town and the sheriff, and they're their own characters. But I don't
right.
know. It just the Scream Seven Super Bowl trailer did not leave an impact on me, and this is yeah, the last four trailers, all four of them, like Supergirl, Scream Seven, Hoppers, and Mario Galaxy. I don't know. I just felt like we're just massive nothing burgers, and just I made me think that man, I thought Super Bowl trailers were supposed to be like these just big awesome things. Like even if it's not for a movie you want to see, like last
Right.
year's Super Bowl trailers, we got some Marvel stuff, we got Jurassic World, we got the Sinners trailer, which was a fucking banger. Like we got a whole bunch of new trailers last Super Bowl. Like this year is just
I feel like a lot of I feel like these trailers, like they tried to lean into the fact that they're being played at the Super Bowl too.
yeah.
So
So there was one
I
short
don't.
trailer, like like one Super Bowl spot that I liked because it kind of fooled me. It's the one for Mandalorian and Grogu. Because as soon as I heard Sam
Okay.
Elliott, I honestly thought it was a Budweiser.
I whenever I saw the commercial for it, and yeah, I heard Sam Elliott. Uh, I watched a compilation of the trailers for this Super Bowl. So I didn't have like a drop down list of the different ones that played. So I had no idea it was Mandalorian Grogu until they showed up on screen. So I'm with you. I was like, is this a Budweiser commercial? What's
Right.
wrong with these horses?
So it, I don't mind it leaning into like that style of just like it's playing at the Super Bowl. This is the kind of trailers we know, and then just fake out to Mandalorian and Grogu. I think that trailer is a fun way to do that. Just and
it honestly, if there was gonna, I know Lilo and Stitch already got its remake stuff, but I feel like if Disney had like any say in it, they would have tried to do something similar for the Super Bowl. No,
right.
they did do something like that where they had yeah, it was like Stitch was on the field and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
It kind of evoked that same feeling. Um, but that just goes to show how impactful the Lilo and Stitch remake was. It
Yeah.
took me a second to remember that.
God, don't
But yeah,
remind
no,
me.
like that's the kind of shit that we like, where it's just like, yeah, lean into the fact that you're on a that you paid $10 million for the spot, fucking
Have fun with
make
it.
something of it.
Yeah. Like if you pay $10 million for 30 seconds, it like make something new. That's what it's like. I don't even if I don't get more information about the movie, I didn't mind this Mandalorian and Grogu spot at all. Because like it at least like gave me an idea of the tone of what it's gonna be like, and Grogu like little
It's
Grogu.
gonna be the Christmas special.
Oh God. Now the other trailers I have on the list here are full trailers, and they are new. Um, ish. There's there's Project Hail Mary, which we got a new full trailer for. That one,
That trailer pisses me off.
is it because it spoils a lot?
It's because it spoils the entirety of the fucking movie.
Okay,
It's the entire movie in the trailer. You have no reason to go see that movie.
yeah,
There's none.
yeah. the emotional the emotional like moments at the end, you could tell that one of two things is going to happen, and likely this guy is not going to survive. And the trailer just kind of gave it away. They were already on like in a bad place with just with the first trailer they did.
Like fucking, it makes no goddamn sense. I'm sorry. The fucking reveal in the book is such a big reveal that you're like, it's like, whoa, that's crazy that they would that this is a thing in the story. And then it gets to the fucking trailer, not the one to the Super Bowl, but one from before. It was like, it has the big reveal at the end of the trailer, and you're just like, okay, well, there goes that whimsy.
Yeah.
Fuck off, I guess. And instead of the studio trying to trying to backtrack it and like put some allure to it, they said, fuck it, all the cards on the table.
Yeah, they just leaned in.
Just show off everything. Just make it a shittier version of the Iron Giant. Fuck off.
They leaned in so hard, it almost seems like a different movie than the first trailer.
They leaned in so hard they fell off, bro.
Yeah, like I cannot just explain how much I don't want to see Project Hail Mary after that trailer.
It pisses me off because Ryan Gosling looks like it looks like he's like really cutting his acting chops into this one too. It's not the same as Iron Lung. I'm not gonna say that.
No.
But it feels like a similar situation where he's kind of, stranded on his own. Has like a little bit of doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning: he sees the buddy. He gets the guy, and they go from like, I'm alone by myself to you got a friend in me type of scenario. And like he goes through like an entire spectrum of emotions while he's in the theater. Don't cut me off, Firehouse, I'm talking. And it's it seems like he's really having a good time with the role. And the fact that they don't actually they just fucking spoil the entire Christmas present. They leave nothing to the imagination. It's the exact opposite problem that we had with Passenger, or like the previous horror films that we talked about.
Yeah,
they just fucking, whereas like not telling enough versus telling too much.
Yeah, like
fuck off.
Like, no, I'm with you. It's like I talked about like earlier horror trailers are not being that good because maybe told a little bit too much. Like, but this one just straight up like I could tell from this trailer that there is nothing left to watch in the movie. There is no if you don't know what happens in Project Hail Mary and you haven't seen the trailers, that is the only time I would recommend you see the movie. Is if you haven't seen either of these trailers and you legitimately don't know what's going to happen, so you could be surprised by it. Otherwise,
kind of fucking hard to do whenever it plays at the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah. Which means like that there's a very, very small number of people that are probably not even interested in it anyway.
Right. You spend $10 million at a bunch of beer chugging fuckwads, and you're not gonna see that money again.
Yeah,
because nobody's gonna give a fuck to watch it because they've seen it.
Yeah. Oh lordy. Oh Lord, have mercy.
God fucking damn
it! Got that all out. So okay,
but let's move on before I yell again.
I have three. There's three other trailers I know of. There's one just so I could end on a high note. There is one that I really like the trailer of, and I want to see this movie. So before we get to that, there's two other movies that I'm. I guess let's kind of, while we're on the dour note, we're going to talk about Griffin's favorite movie, Minions and Monsters.
Woo! Woo!
Okay.
Woo!
Honest thoughts. Okay, jokes aside. Honestly, of all of the Minions movies, this is probably the one I am most likely to see given me. I'm still not gonna
because
see
you're a
it.
monster fucker. Yes.
Yes. I'm still not gonna see it. It still looks kind of dumb, but a perfectly fine kids movie, I guess. I did chuckle.
I guess.
I did chuckle that Cthulhu was just a little tiny baby boy, and then when they're all making fun of him, he just did like stop touching them. Just he was just so angry. I don't know. I got a little chuckle out of that. That's what I could say. It's like a generally meh trailer, but I got a chuckle out of one part of it. So
I am waiting for the fan edit where somebody splices the footage of Lee Cronin's The Mummy with the ending of that trailer where the minion uses the mummy's wrappings as toilet paper.
So one thing I want to point out in this trailer that like I feel like no one's addressing. Again, I haven't seen these movies, but I remember this being a big selling point in the first Minions movie trailer, and apparently being confirmed in the movie. People talked about it a lot that the Minions seek out and follow people they see as villains, right? Like just the biggest villain.
So is the biggest villain the movie industry?
I was gonna say it's so the director's a villain, right? So this director they're working
That's
with,
totally the case.
like, am I? I'm sorry, did I spoil the twist? I did.
It's quite maybe that's not the twist. Maybe that's just like what's unveiled at the start of the movie is just like, oh, this guy doesn't pay his workers, he overworks his animators, he's perfect. Either that or the minions get bored. Who the fuck knows? Either way, I'm with you. Movie's not for me.
They could do a really funny joke with it though when they address it as like, what makes this guy a villain, and just have just a random intern just go, he doesn't pay us. Just having to, or just he only pays minimum wage, and that's it. That's his only justification.
I was going to steal the moon, but that is an even eviler idea.
Like I said, there's potential for something funny there. I don't know. I'm if you're into the minions, I'm sure it looks fine. At least love or hate the minions. At least it had a better trailer than fucking Project Hail Mary. At least it was something different.
At least they paid for the ad space. Well, how did they pay for it? They had a minion running for fucking 30 seconds like it was Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
That's true. Oh, now this is a trailer that like showed the Super Bowl that I saw. I am more fascinated with the editing of this trailer than because I don't know what the fuck is going on. The Adventures of Cliff Booth.
So I had to do some research on it because me saw Brad Pitt, me like, okay, Brad Pitt doesn't just star in indie films that look like The Nice Guys. This is actually a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's based off one of the characters in that.
That makes so much more sense. Okay. I was being so distracted by the weird censoring they do in the trailer, and I'm like keep thinking, is this how it's going to be in the movie, or they just do like some stylized censorship for
yeah, stylized censorship for the Super Bowl. Yeah, and that's definitely what it was.
Because like I don't know what I would like more, just stylized censorship for the Super Bowl, or just the movie is like this and just women's tatas are just censored like that throughout the movie.
Yeah, I mean, so that in mind is it's a movie that Tarantino wrote the script for, as much of the doghouse as he's in right now because he's a fucking idiot. But that's David Fincher is stepping in to direct this one.
Okay,
that's a fun one. Now I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I could not tell you any rhyme or reason as to
how important Cliff Booth's character is. I'm assuming it's another focus on this character story, like Better Call Saul from Breaking Bad, or
That's a good way
Knuckles
to think
from
about it.
Sonic.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to think about it. Like this is the Better Call Saul to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's Breaking, or yeah, Breaking Bad.
Yeah. So that's the expectation going in. So if you like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, this is the movie for you. If you haven't seen it or you don't like it, you can skip it, or at least temper your expectations.
Yeah.
I will say the note, the one thing of note in the trailer is whenever they slam down that award on the desk, apparently that was a nod. Apparently that was a nod to Brad Pitt winning his Oscar from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So take that as you will.
That's funny though. Now the last, from what I understand, there wasn't a lot of trailers, and I want to talk about that in a bit. The last trailer I have on the list, because the last one I could find when I looked these up, is for a movie I am excited for, called Disclosure Day. Now,
That's another Spielberg film. He's got his hands in the pie a lot today.
so that's the thing. That's why I'm excited for. Because a while ago, we just Steven Spielberg just basically just announced, yeah, we're getting the old crew together. We're doing an Alien film, by the way, and he basically announced that when he was like in the middle of working on it.
Lamau.
Like, and we were all like,
It,
"Fucking what?"
yeah, it's definitely something I gathered from the film. Was it's I'm assuming it's a whistleblower type of film, like not even whistleblower. The government's blowing the whistle on themselves, saying, "Yeah, aliens are real."
Yeah, it's just
Uh,
like we know what the commentary is going to be. Modern climate. I don't want to get into it, but that aside, even though I'm pretty sure he'll do that well, the last Spielberg films I saw, like Super 8, for some reason, I know everyone dogs on just how like wonderful the first Jurassic Park movie is. I think Steven Spielberg has a knack for doing like really interesting alien movies.
that's fair.
So,
I know it either had people love or be traumatized by ET.
like E.T., Close Encounters, again Super 8, like just. So when I heard he was doing another Alien movie, I was just like jumping to the seat, like, "Oh my god!" Then I saw the trailer for Disclosure Day. Okay, some scenes of it gave me flashbacks to another hopefully unrelated film, but like in general, like I am excited for the tone. Like the actual scene where just like the woman is doing a broadcast and just like her voice just kind of like starts, I, I, like it's like she can't control it. She's just like talking involuntarily in another language. Like that to me is kind of like, oh, what the fuck, like.
She's possessed killer.
Like, and then but like the little bits that make that just make me a little wary, and I think it's just other slightly lesser movies have done this. Do you know the movie Knowing?
I am aware of it.
Okay, so I won't go into colossal detail, but whenever I see like the deer and the bird, which may or may not be aliens or a symbol of something, or just the aliens, or just the animals are actually super intelligent, or I don't fucking know what's going on there. That's part of the intrigue here. Whenever you see the CG deer and the CG bird walk up to this girl, the way they do it, they look upon her, it does remind me of some scenes from movies like Knowing and whatnot, and just the way the CG is, it just rubbed me the wrong way. But it basically, when I watch the trailer, I'm just like, oh man, this is gonna be okay. That looks kind of all right. Let's go. It is just like a little bit of a downhill moment in an otherwise good experience.
Gotcha. I understand though.
Yeah. Like, but no, like I'm gonna try to not be biased when I see this movie, but like again, the last Steven Spielberg alien movie I watched was Super 8. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I just I don't know, man. I hope that it's true that you give Steven Spielberg an alien script and he could do no wrong. I hope this is true because I all the realistically all this has to be is decent, and people are gonna love the shit out of it because it's Spielberg.
I'll be honest. The only notes I've got for this film say that that's what I said earlier. I'm assuming it's the government saying, "Yeah, aliens are real," and then the next line says, "Okay, cool. Will they pay my rent?" But which apparently will not be a featured line in the film.
Oh, what a chip!
So I would say if it's not a featured line, I might write and give the movie a terrible rating on IMDb
Yeah,
or worse,
we'll see.
popcorn.
But yeah, were there any trailers that we didn't talk about that I missed? Because here we got Supergirl, Scream 7, Project Hail Mary, yeah. Disclosure Day, Mandalorian and Grogu, Hoppers, Minions and Monsters, Adventures of Cliff Booth, and Mario Galaxy. Those are all the ones that were
So
right.
so one that I believe this one also showed up on the Super Bowl movie trailer list, a thing that I saw. Apparently the He-Man movie got a spotlight.
Okay, I didn't
There's
see the
extended.
He-Man spot. I did not. Okay, that one was not on my list.
I believe it was an extended or probably just a recut version of the one that was dropped a while back. Um,
Okay, I'm seeing
yeah.
screen caps now. It looks like that's all it was. Like the
Okay.
okay, again, I'm only based on screen caps and based off of the comments I'm seeing, it's just like there's a little more of the cat and Skeletor, but other than that, it's generally just the same thing we saw previously. Which I'll be
Right.
honest, I'm excited for He-Man. So
Oh, it's going to be amazing! I can't wait to see who plays me, Skeletor. The fuck you mean it's Jared Leto? God damn it!
dude. Oh, oh yeah, me and Joey had a whole thing
God.
about that last time. It's gonna be. This is. Uh, now.
It's gonna be a great movie, except it's not gonna make any money because that guy's in it. But maybe if nobody sees his face, then they'll be less the wiser.
Oh yeah, that's what they're hoping for. Now, what is interesting about the collection of trailers is not what was there. Well, okay, what was there is interesting because a lot of it is stuff we had already seen before. But something that people have pointed out, it's what was not there this that kind of
Oh,
surprised people. And I know
like
people
an
are
actual
over
good
it.
game?
That's part of it. I know people are generally over this series, but there was no Marvel trailers, and the only Disney trailer was the Mandalorian and Grogu spot and Hoppers.
So you think people were expecting something more from Avengers Doomsday
Well, okay, we
or
don't know what we were
um,
expecting, and I had a prediction that did not come true. My prediction, considering we got those like every week we were getting like these character teasers for Doomsday, so I had a prediction that we would get like a character spot for Doctor Doom during the Super Bowl, but we wouldn't get a full trailer. I still don't think we're gonna get a full trailer for Doomsday until maybe like E3 or San Diego Comic Con or something.
gotcha,
But what I
gotcha.
did
But yeah, that
think,
is weird.
but what I did think, and I'm really surprised by this, is we didn't get a trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that shit comes out in June.
Yeah, they got time.
I don't know. Again, we got time for the trailer. It just surprised me, and I thought about it, and the only reason people can think of why Disney didn't is money. And it's not that they're hurting for money. It's just like think about what they usually do historically for these Marvel trailers. It's basically do like a 30-minute spot and like a trailer that's like 2.5 minutes long or something, right?
Right.
That is $60 million of credit time. And that's for
Mhm.
and people are saying that it is entirely possible given the current landscape of movies and just how unexcited our people are for the Super Bowl and with how polarizing it is, especially because I love the statistic that the Game Awards had more viewership than the Super Bowl last year. But it's entirely possible that Disney just decided, oh, instead of hopping $60 million towards ad space, what if we just drop our own ads for a fraction of the price and use the extra money towards our fucking movie? But
It's quite possible.
it's possible. I don't know if
As
that's where it went, but I
yeah,
do believe it's a money saving venture for sure.
right. I I mean, you got to pinch pennies if you can. The economy sucks these days, and I
Yeah,
think even the bigger studios are starting to feel that.
yeah.
That's why we're probably not seeing as much like fun trailers. I haven't seen the commercials. I don't know what commercials are there. I'm assuming that there's a good chunk of them that were AI slop.
Oh,
But
dude, the trailer I told you about earlier, the one that Griffin mentioned in the thing, the Coinbase trailer, I watched it right before. It is ass. It is ass in the best way possible. Like
fantastic. Can't
I,
God.
I want to see all the trailers I missed. I do, but no, like my general thoughts on the Super Bowl trailers, like what was available, what I saw, it feels lackluster compared to other years. It feels like they didn't know what to air at the Super Bowl, so they just kind of like half of it feels like half of it was stuff we already got trailers for. Like the only things that are 100% new, like these are the debut trailers for them, are Disclosure Day, Minions and Monsters, and Adventures of Cliff Booth. Everything else is movies we already have trailers for, and some of them have repeat footage.
Right.
So like,
So is it I mean, let's it's God, it's hard for me to put into words about the absolute insanity that this is because well, I'll say that people there's a bigger margin of people that are more chronically online than not,
yes,
but there's still people that have lives outside of the internet and touch grass.
yeah,
So for a good chunk of those people, these Super Bowl trailers, um, it would be their first introduction to this.
correct.
This is how they would this is how they would be introduced to certain things.
This is true.
So yeah,
This is true,
well,
and I
it's
guess on that end, I don't mind them being like repeat trailers. Like I know I did like, oh, the Supergirl trailer is just the thing with crypto, and oh, the hoppers. I don't mind those TV spots because you also consider that like what would people be excited to see? I think Hoppers is getting exactly the amount of advertising that this kind of movie would get, and I think it's gonna do okay in the box office. I think people are gonna flock to go see the Supergirl movie, especially after seeing Crypto as a puppy. Like I think that was just like a little bit of strategically added footage, and the other part of it, just to pull back a little bit, they don't want to reveal too much of the movie. Project Hail Mary, and so a lot of the
fuckers.
times, a lot of the times, just a little bit of extra footage is not a bad thing. And that happens every year. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that like we don't get shit like that every year at the Super Bowl. It's just this year especially, it felt like th- the majority of these was stuff I had seen before, as opposed to new trailers. and Super Bowl trailers are like something. The commercials and the trailers are like a part of the Super Bowl people look forward to, and it feels like to some degree, I guess I was let down. You know?
Right. They're just like a lot of like I think is what I said before. Like they didn't take advantage of the space
Mm-hmm.
and what it like. I mean, there was I think there was that one commercial for Xfinity. Um, yeah, the Xfinity commercial that, ironically enough, was just like an alternate take on Jurassic Park. um, that one I feel like did take advantage of the space. If it did air during the Super Bowl, I remember that they were saying that was going to be a commercial that they put in for the Super Bowl. But yeah, no, the fact they went out of their way to like basically reshoot this like the original movie, even bringing in like all the older actors and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was probably like the most as close to the spirit of Super Bowl commercial as we could get.
Yeah.
And until I see the rest of the commercials, I'm with you. I feel like it does feel like kind of a letdown.
I don't know. We're in a weird spot, and I know I've brought. I don't want to go into detail about like what's going on in the world right now. That is not what this podcast is. But I feel that that is everything in the world and the country and whatever. It is affecting everything. And I like Super Bowl trailers, movies
Mm-hmm.
in unexpected ways. And I think this is just another side effect of like that's just,
Right.
and does that mean it's going to get better? Probably. Like will next year's Super Bowl like have good commercials and good trailers and a not boring game? We can only hope. But
God's above, we could hope.
yeah.
But
But even
either
without
way,
that, yeah.
thanks Super Bowl. Yeah, even
Thanks,
without
Super-
that.
yeah, no, even without that, like, and maybe part of it is there's move because you said people are chronically online that we're in the information age, heavily in the information age. There's movies coming out later this year that everyone is just cognizantly aware of, and they may or may not even need a trailer to decide if they want to see it. I do not doubt for a second there is a large group of people that's going to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day, and they don't need a trailer at the Super Bowl to convince them.
That is fair. That's fair and valid.
Like, but and not just for Marvel movies, like you got the DC stuff, like the Clayface movie. There are people who know about it. They're just like, oh wow, that's probably gonna be interesting. I want to see that. Like, there's stuff going on all throughout the fucking year. Like Street Fighter, I'm sold on Street Fighter. Looks so fun, but it's
Yeah, we appreciate the good goofy movies along with the super serious ones. I'll take a goofy movie that knows what it is.
hell yeah. I don't know. Yeah, since my last prediction of Super Bowl trailers flopped, my current prediction is I think over the course of the next month, we're going to see a slow wave of trailers that are going to kind of overshadow the Super Bowl trailer, the actual big ones, because they're saving money on ad space. Like, that's my prediction. What those trailers are, who knows? But that's my next big prediction. But yeah. Any other final thoughts on those Super Bowl trailers, Mr. Bucherson?
Um, I will say, yeah, like the Super Bowl trailers. I I just, in my personal opinion, I think the what was shown. If it's your first time watching it, I hope you got something out of it. If it's not your first time watching it, well, I hope you enjoyed the info dump that some movies gave you that was a little too much or not enough.
But either way, I hope next year is better. I hope there's a better showing next year. I'll say that.
Yeah. If nothing else, I think the rest of the year should be good for movies. Because when you look at the full list of what's coming out 2026, there's some potential bangers. But I think with that, it'll bring us to the end of Le Podcast today. And as mentioned in the beginning, there won't be a wheel this time. As determined last time, the Cloverfield trilogy will be the topic in the Kino Corner on the 22nd, I believe the day is. Yes, on the 22nd. And this... Excuse me.
And I believe... no, I don't think I can excuse that behavior. That's a little messed up. But don't worry. I think over the course of the podcast, I've been kind of getting little skims and whatnot of Cloverfield to kind of see what it's about, and I think I'm ready for next week's podcast. I think I'm ready to like stoop in and like sit in the chair and talk about it with you for like 3 hours and talk about. Hey, wait, whoa, no, wait, what are you doing? No, hey, no, stop it, stop, let me go, stop it, stop.
Wait. Huh.